Okay, hello friend and Sir Philip. Today I will presentation about 16 tenses in English grammar. My name is Ferry Gunawan from 11 Social 2. Okay, just begin. The first one is simple present tense. Simple present tense is a type of sentence that has a function to express an activity or fact that occurs in the present, and structurally, or this arrangement, simple present tense use only one verb. Present tense is one of the forms of verb tense. It simply describes the action, truth or facts, future and situation. It is very easy to form and use based from the verb. And for the formula, you just can see from PowerPoint screen, just like it. And then the simple present tense function. The function is to express habits, general truths, repeated action or unchanged situations, emotion and wishes, to give instruction or direction, to express fixed arrangement, present or future. We use simple present tense on report text, descriptive text, producer text. And from the example, I think I will just give one example. Okay, the example of simple present tense, the positive one is my friend helps me. And for the negative, I do not like mathematics. And from the question is, do you like mathematics? Okay, next to present continuous tense. The present continuous, also called present progressive, is a verb tense which is used to show that an ongoing action is happening now, either at the moment of space or now in a large sense. The present continuous can also be used to show that an action is going to take place in the near future. Read on for detailed description, example, and present continuous exercise. Okay, once again, for the formula, you just can see from the screen. Okay, next is the function. The function is to describe an action that is going on on this moment. To describe an action that is going on during the period of time or a trend. To describe an action or event in the future which has already been planned or prepared. We use simple present tense on report text. Okay. For the example, the positive one is I'm going. The negative is I'm not going. For the question is am I going? Okay, the next is present perfect tense. The present perfect is used to indicate a link between the present and the past. The time of the action is before now, but not specific. And we are often more interested in the result than in the action itself. The function is unspecified time, repetition, start in the past and continue until the present, may or may not continue in the future. We use simple present tense on one action you are, two expecting, the third is different times, the fourth and incomplete. For the example, the positive one is I have walked. The negative one is I haven't walked. For the question is have I walked? Okay, next is present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense, also known as the present perfect progressive tense, shows that something started in the past and is counting at the present time. Okay, for the formula you just can see from the screen. And the function of present perfect continuous tense is emphasis on duration of action, to express anger and irritation, time-bound expression. We use simple present tense on recently. For the example, the positive one is I have been living. For the negative, I haven't been living. For the question is have I been living? Okay, next. Simple past tense. Simple past tense is used to express the action that happened in the past or happened one after the other. The function is action that happen at definite time, action that happen one after the other, the action or steps that finish in the past. We use simple present tense on recount text and narrative text. Okay, for the example is the positive one is I walk, and the negative one is I didn't walk. And the question is did I walk? Okay, next is past continuous tense. Past continuous tense express the action or text that were ongoing in the past. We cannot determine when the action start or finish. For example, when I was walking yesterday, it started raining. For the formula, you can see in the screen once again. The function is to express action that were ongoing in the past, two or more ongoing past action at the same time, and then time expression. We use simple present tense on specific time as an interrupted action in the past, parallel action. For the example, the positive one, I was playing. The negative, I was not playing. And the question is, was I playing? Okay, next is past perfect tense. Past perfect tense indicates the finished or complete action of the past. For example, I had taken 2 doses of medicine before the fever vanished. The formula you can see in the screen. The function express action in the past before another action in the past in report, speak after verbs like said, told, asked, thought, wondered. We use simple present tense on complete action before something in the past to show how often action in the past. For the example, the positive one is I had decided. For the negative, I hadn't decided. For the question, had I decided? Okay, the next is past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous tense is used to express the action that start in the past and continue in the past for some time. It is also called past perfect progressive tense. The formula. The function is emphasis on duration of action or task that finish in past time expression. We use simple present tense on to tell how long an action happened in the past. To tell. Okay, the example is the positive one is I had been buying. And the negative, I hadn't been buying. And the question is, had I been buying? Okay, the next is simple future tense. Simple future tense is used to express the action in the future. This can be decisions, assumption, or prediction. For example, it will be summer soon. Okay, for the formula. Simple future tense function used to express prediction about future, to express future decision, to express promise or offer, to express action that are not in our control. we use simple present tense on to express a voluntary action, to express a promise. And for the example is for the positive one is you will help him later. And the negative is I won't see. And for the question is will I see? Okay, the next one is future continuous tense. Future continuous tense express the action that will be ongoing at some times in the future. It is also called future progressive tense. For example, I will be studying in the college. The function is to express ongoing action at the specific future time, to express an action that will definitely happen in the future. Time expression. We use simple present tense on interrupted action in the future, specific time as an interruption in the future, parallel action in the future. For the example is the positive one is I will be staying. For the negative one, I won't be staying. For the question, will I be staying? Okay, the next one is future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is used to express the action that will be complete in the future at the same time. For example, I will have studied the French language. The function is to express an action that will be complete before some state time in future to show time expression by then until. We don't have a simple present tense on. And next one is the example. Okay, the example of the positive one is I will have arrived. Sorry, and the negative one is I won't have arrived. And for the question, will I have arrived? Okay, next is the future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous tense is used to express the ongoing action that will complete in future before a certain time. For example, I will have been studying in this college for 1 year. Okay, for the formula, you can see in the screen. This one is the function. The function of future perfect continuous tense is to imply the duration of some action that will be complete at some another point in the future. Time expression. We use simple present tense on duration before something in the future, cause of something in the future. For the example is I will have been living. That was the positive one. And the negative is I won't have been living. And for the question, will I have been living? Next is past future tense. Simple past future tense is formed into type. The first is would and bare infinite or a simple form of verb. The second type is formed from was or were, present participle, going, and infinitive. Infinitive is a word consisting of two plus bare infinite. The second type is more often used to express final action. The function is used to express the idea that in the past an action or even event was predicted, planned, promised, expected, or obligated to be done in the future or of past. Doesn't matter if the idea is correct or not. We use simple present tense on the predicate sentence of this form of tense is should or would. Verb on this tense change from shall or will to. For the example, positive is I knew You will prepare all the things for the meeting. For the negative, we shouldn't sleep over here. For the question, would he forgive you? Okay, the next is past future continuous tense. Past future continuous or progressive is one of the tense that serve to explain a word that will take place in the past. It is said past because it happened in the past. Said future because it was originally going to be done, and said to be continuous or progressive because it was being done at that time. The function. The function it is used to express that the idea that in the past an action or event was predicted, planned, promised, expected, or obliged to happening being continue in a certain period in the future past, or while simultaneously another action or event happened or was also happening or being continued in the same period in the future of past, regardless the fact that idea was not proved to be true. We use simple present tense on the predicate sentence that oftenly used is subject plus should or would plus have plus past participle. For the example is Tania. For the positive one is Tania told me that she would be working at 9 o'clock this morning, so I could meet her before it. For the negative, if you come earlier, you shouldn't be standing in this long line now. For the question, should I be waiting here when you are having meeting? Okay, next one is past future perfect tense. The past perfect is composed of two elements: the simple future of the verb to have or will have, plus the past participle of the main verb. For the formula, you can see in the screen. Okay, and the function. The function is the past future perfect tense refers to a complete action in the future. When we use this tense, we are projecting ourselves forward into the future and looking back at an action that will be complete sometime later than now. It is most often used with a time expression. For the example, I will have arrived. That was the positive one. For negative, I won't have arrived. For the question, will I have arrived or will you have arrived? Okay, the next is past future perfect continuous tense. Past future perfect continuous tense are tense that are used to express sentences that would have been happening in the past. These tenses are similar to future perfect continuous tense. The equation is there that both have more than one time information in one sentence. Past future continuous tense is a presupposition or assumption. The intention is that the perpetrator in the sentence only gives an assumption in the sentence stated by him. For the formula, you can see the screen. And the function. The function is the future perfect continuous, also sometimes called the future perfect progressive. It's a verb tense that describes action that will continue up until a point in the future. The future perfect continuous consists of will plus have plus been plus the first present participle or verb wrote plus ing. We use simple present tense on states the duration of an event that will be happening in the past. For the example, the positive is I would have been working in leading companies for 10 years. For the negative, I would not have been working in leading companies for 10 years. For the question, would I have been working in leading companies for 10 years? That's it from a presentation of me. Thank you for listening.